Okay, well, welcome. Welcome to the studio. This is just a test. Right now, I am lucky enough to be able to test some vintage video equipment. Right now, I'm using one of these. This is a Sony DXC-M3A. This is a pretty old model. This is almost 30 years old as far as I understand it. I'll get some real facts on it later. But anyway, this is just a test. This is an old standard definition camera. At the time, it was state of the art. But no longer really. I mean, this is obviously, we're in the digital age and people are using, like I can probably take a higher quality video with my smartphone than I can with this camera. But just if you want to get kind of some old retro look to your filmmaking, you could use a camera like this. Right now I'm capturing it using an Elgato Game Capture HD external USB capture card. And I'm monitoring it right now as it's going into the computer. It looks fine. There's obviously some lag due to encoding and things like that. But yeah, the picture looks very interesting. I mean, it is old school. I mean, it looks like an old sitcom or something like that. So anyway, this is just my first test of this camera, the Sony DXC-M3A. And by the way, what I'm using for sound here is this. This is the Sony C-38B. This is this microphone, this model of microphone has been around for over 40 years. And my university has several of these. We have 3 in the studio. There might be more on campus somewhere. But these also, even now, are considered to be one of the best microphones in the world. Maybe that's going too far. That's a little bit of hyperbole. But really, they are considered to be very, very nice microphones. Nice flat response. It's a very good microphone. And so this is just kind of like vintage television right here. This is a vintage, I am just testing here, the studio. This is at my university. This has been here for years. This is a very old studio from what I understand. I think since the 70s or 80s. And so, but it's a very nice space for recording, but it looks very old school. So this is like vintage television recording right here. Again, you could do much better recording with, even the cheapest little handheld camcorder these days. I mean, for less than $100 or even just built into your smartphone. Once again, I mean, you can record video that's much higher quality than this. And you could run it through Photoshop, or not Photoshop, but you could run it through filters in After Effects or Premiere, and you could kind of fake this look if you really wanted to. So is there a point to using this kind of machinery anymore? Maybe not. I mean, the filters that you can get now on your computer are very good at just duplicating this effect or, emulating this effect, simulating this effect, I guess, if you want to say. But of course, it's not the same. I mean, this is the real deal right here. This is the real vintage stuff. So, yeah, that's all I can think of to say. I think it's just very interesting to be in this old recording studio using this vintage equipment and recording video. By the way, the lighting that I have here, so I've got I have a key light over there, and then I have some shoulder lights right here, and then I also have a light above my head that is lighting up the background. The equipment I'm using to record the audio is the Tascam DR-40 linear PCM recorder. Okay, I hope I can come in and do more tests of this later. I think this will be kind of cool. This is the Sony DXC-M3A. This is just an analog TV camera from way back in the day, 30, 40 years ago. I think 30 years ago, in the 80s, I think, is when this came out. And I'm using the Sony C-38B large diaphragm condenser microphone, the FET condenser microphone. All right, that's the end of this test. Thank you very much for watching. And by the way, excuse me, I'll edit that out later.